Like, I'm the type of person, like, if you go against me as a boxer, I don't like you as a person. You should get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I want to, like, shit like that. I need to step away from it because I don't want to be like that. You know what I'm saying? But I feel as though I'm in it. And if somebody betting against me, I feel like you basically, like, you want to stop my whole.
This is the next fight. I saw all I needed to see in that first fight. Trust me. I'm gonna go back to the drawing board. Obviously, you know, I didn't do enough to win, so I'm gonna make sure we do.
What?
Who said that? You said
My
what?
man over
You
there
said
said
what?
bet.
Yeah, that's why I've been waiting for to talk. How much you want back? How much you want to bet? Because I came up here alone. How much y'all want back? How much you want back? Just call it out. Huh? 100? That's a bet. What's your name? Al, where you from? All right, bet. It's a bet.
Yeah, cuz. Yeah, cuz.
That's how you feeling better.
Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach are getting dirty in the build-up to their rematch, and it's never been this messy and brutal as they fired shots and exchanged insults on live. The build-up to the Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach Jr. first clash was intense. The duo often threw barbs at each other, and the confrontations even turned personal, with the duo gearing up for a potential rematch on August 16th. Things are once again back to the old way. To be honest, the duo never stopped taking shots at each other. However, on Friday, the intensity escalated massively when the Baltimore accused the 29-year-old of shady business.
Rest of our matchups. Now we're going to have our main event fighters.
Showtime. Yeah! Showtime. In that order.
A now deleted tweet, Gervonta Davis shared a screen grab from his Instagram messages of a random user informing him that Lamont Roach is working with a well-known ped cheater, Hindia. He worked with Victor Conte, a Balco champ. Tank captioned the screen grab with, "They do everything to win." It is unclear at the moment who the Instagram user is referring to as high media, or even the authenticity of the allegations. However, it was enough for Gervonta Davis to slam Roach despite deleting the tweet soon after in typical Tank fashion. The mark found its place expectedly. The Washington native did not take the accusations quietly. He responded with a GIF clip from the Menace to Society movie. Laugh my head out, buddy knows damn well I don't mess around like that. He's gassing y'all up just to justify why he ain't done his part of the deal yet. He really might pull out of the fight. Stay tuned, he stated.
How you feeling better?
Yeah. Somebody done got him out his bag.
Lamont, what's going down March 1st? Prediction, how does it play out at Barclays Center here?
You signed 100K?
Come on, hey, fool, hold on. He with me, so he wasn't gonna say nothing. He wasn't gonna say no number with no
All
K.
three of y'all want to bet 100? Right.
Everyone together down the front, please.
Somebody gonna do a crazy video.
This started a back and forth between the duo, dragging each other's family members into this feud. Thrill Boxing shared over 8 slides of the duo throwing barbs at each other, with even the fans getting involved. Gervonta Davis replied to the taunt with, "You're a foolish idiot. I can meet you at your son's school if you want," prompting Roach Jr. to respond, "I can meet you at your camp too. Got your little alias, Addy?" The Baltimore then took things too far, issuing a harsh warning to his rival, claiming he knows the whereabouts of all his relatives. While Gervonta Davis was in no mood for jokes, Roach kept things light, replying, "Meet me at Ruth Chris. We can go Dutch if you like," showing his confident side.
Like I'm supposed to. I've been in the gym. I've been ready. Time to ramp it up. kick it in gear and get right to work.
I'm gonna ask you a quick question about the fight. The first fight with Tank. What did you see in that fight that can help you propel?
I wish you would.
Never down the job.
The duo was involved in constant back and forth ahead of their first clash, however. This side of Lamont Roach Jr. is rather new in March. He was going to face one of the best as a massive underdog, however, after delivering that sensational performance. His confidence has skyrocketed, and according to Shocker Stevenson, it might help him in the rematch. In a recent interview with TalkSport, Stevenson claimed that confidence will be key for Roach. Given how the first bout went down in March, the Washington native has the mental edge, furthermore aware of both Tank and Roach. Stevenson knew the fight wouldn't be one-sided. I know who Lamont is. I know what type of fighter he is. He said, I actually made 20 Somic just betting on the fight to go to decision, he bragged.
I'm here with Lamont Roach. We're here at Addicts Fest. What's going on with you, champ? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. Feeling great.
I think got that fight coming up. The rumors is out sometime August, September. Are you currently in training camp right now?
I actually leave out for camp next week.
Next week?
Yeah.
How you feeling going into the rematch, champ?
Lamont Roach weighs in right at the lightweight limit of 135 pounds. 135 pounds for Lamont Roach. And now we bring the champion to the scale. 30 wins, no losses, 28 knockouts. The superstar of boxing, the undefeated, reigning and defending WBA lightweight champion of the world, Gervonta Tank Davis. 133.8.
Talking about the upcoming rematch, Stevenson believes we will see a different version of Reaper Lamont is coming in with a new confidence. I think he realized Tank can't hurt him. I think that's going to make him a lot more confident than what he already is. He concluded, given how things are unfolding, Stevenson's assumption isn't completely wrong, however. If things were that simple, boxing wouldn't be fun. Recently, Gervonta Davis has also made claims of getting his mojo back. If that is right, we might witness one of the best clashes of the year, but if the trash talk fails once again, given the recent antics, Tank might have to bite his tongue permanently against Lamont Roach Jr.
Lamont Roach, giving him a tough fight. What do you
think it's dangerous for him to go back in there and fight Lamont. I think Lamont is a hell of a fighter. I can see that going left. So he better be on his A game.
Did you think Lamont won the first fight?
I asked two questions at the same time. I ain't hear shit y'all do that.
You really want to move up to 154 after this fight and fight
Yo, you know, I kind of said 154. I probably was stretching it. I'm stretching 154, but I'll fight him at 147. 147 me.
However, after a heated back and forth including personal threats, Roach told fans that Tank was gassing fans up to distract from the fact that he had not yet finalized his side for the return fight. He then said the champion may cancel the fight entirely. Fans have become frustrated. With Davis's inactivity over the years, fighting only once in 2024 due to legal issues, but only competing on 6 occasions prior to that all the way back to 2020, he is recognized as one of the best talents in the sport, but for many a rematch with Roach is the crucial next step. Alternatively, he has been mentioned as part of a bizarre exhibition with Jake Paul, who currently fights at cruiserweight. However, Tank isn't just getting dirty with Lamont Roach. When he begins, he smashes anyone's face, anyone at all that confronts him, and Bill Haney was next in line.
We just got wins here. He's a good fighter, but, you know, I'm coming with what I'm coming with, and, you know, just gotta
make him make mistakes and things like that, and see if we can open him up and attack his openness.
Now he is going.
Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach are running it back, and the two fighters have promised fans a more intense and action-packed encounter this time. The pair have fought twice as amateurs, and this will be their second fight as professionals. Lamont Roach complained about their amateur encounters, that he was cheated in at least one of the two fights, while the pattern repeated itself in their first fight as professionals. And there's the pain of defeat. Well, in this instance, the pain of a draw that'll be carried by Lamont Roach into their rematch.
Weight class for this fight. Do you feel like that's going to be a disadvantage for him?
No, I think low key, I think he's still like probably a little bigger than me. So as far as like size wise and height, so I think that it wouldn't really matter because I'm naturally a small guy, and I'm not somebody that's coming down from like a heavy weight class. Like the most I probably weigh this or the last couple cans was like 150.
Tank has never drawn a fight, nor has he ever fought a rematch, and as much as fans feel he's going to get into beat mode ahead of the rematch, there's really no exact prediction as to how he responds to this. It could really be that big fight for Tank, and it could get really, really bad for him too. It comes as a huge surprise to boxing fans that the fight that was once perceived as a mismatch is now worthy of a rematch and has become one big fight that the entire boxing community is looking forward to.
Universally, people A, thought you fought an amazing fight, and B, thought you won it and it got taken from you. What has that outpouring meant to you as a fighter?
It meant a lot to me, man. The core boxing fans and even the spectators across the world, man, just it shows their support. It shows that everyone saw what happened that night. Everyone saw the true outcome. Even though we didn't get it on the scorecard, you know, everyone knows, and that's the importance.
Tank has never drawn a fight, nor has he ever fought a rematch, and as much as fans feel he's going to get into beat mode ahead of the rematch, there's really no exact prediction as to how he responds to this. It could really be that big fight for Tank, and it could get really, really bad for him too. It comes as a huge surprise to boxing fans that the fight that was once perceived as a mismatch is now worthy of a rematch and has become one big fight that the entire boxing community is looking forward to. Interestingly, both fighters know what this rematch means to their respective careers, and they both returned to the gym immediately after the rematch was announced for Roach. The fight represents a second opportunity to solidify his position as a remarkable fighter in the lightweight division whose name needs to make the list of top guns like Gervonta Davis, Shakur Stevenson, Vasily Lomachenko, and Keshin Davis.
Main thing, stay focused on the task. So, you know, once you in the ring, it's like no turning back. And you definitely don't want to get caught and be embarrassed. So you got to stay sharp at all times while you're inside that ring.
I know that's right. Talking about staying sharp, is there anything that changed in your regiment to prepare for this fight with Roach?
Well, I'm training in D.C. You know, I have a train up here and probably.
Train up here and probably like a win also gives him a final edge over Gervonta Davis, a fighter he's never defeated in their past 3 encounters. But aside from that, there's also the feeling of revenge on Lamont Roach's side after he had his win stolen from him in the first fight for Davis. The fight is a chance at redemption to prove everything that happened on March 1st was nothing but a pure coincidence, and that he's still the untouchable Tank Davis, whose punch could do as much damage as a car crash. He entered the first fight as a massive favorite and was expected by many to collect his 29th career knockout by stopping Roach, who was making his lightweight debut.
I'm here with the legendary, you already know, Tank. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good, you know, getting ready. You know, we almost there, so feeling great.
So Roach is known for a lot of his counter punches. How do you feel you're going to be breaking down that defense in the ring? I told you I like boxing.
Behind a pro-Davis crowd, Tank was unable to give the fans the highlight reel finish they have come to expect from the Baltimore native. Instead, Roach stood in the line of fire, absorbed what the hard-hitting Davis had to offer, and responded with shots that stunned not only Davis, but those in attendance. The notoriously patient Davis got off to a slow start in the early rounds as he waited for Roach to make a mistake that he could capitalize on.
So I don't think that it played a major part, but it's definitely going to be a great fight. I feel as though that, you know, he has top-notch skills and I have top-notch skills, so come March the 1st, it's gonna be fireworks for sure.
And man, March the 1st is going to be one of many great fights that you've had. You know, how do you keep your composure with such high stakes when you're in the ring?
Just gotta, you know.
But Roach refused to give Davis the window to counter and press the action. Davis smiled and talked to Roach early in the fight, but had to get serious once he realized that his opponent wouldn't wilt under the bright lights. Roach Jr. 29 had faced Davis in the amateurs and fell short. The boxing world expected fireworks when Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach Jr. stepped into the ring, but no one anticipated the controversy that followed.
What happened that night? Everyone saw the true outcome. Even though we didn't get it on the scorecard, you know, everyone knows, and that's the importance. Even throughout this appeal situation, they were supportive and thinking that the fight should have been overturned, and that's what really matters, that everyone knows. So yeah, we didn't get it on paper, but in the hearts of everyone who watched that fight, and especially the ones that are sensible, they know what happened that night.
Night after the WBA super featherweight title bout ended in a disputed draw, Roach's team appealed to the New York State Athletic Commission, hoping for an overturned decision. However, despite acknowledging a referee's mistake in the 9th round, the commission ruled that the draw would stand. Roach Jr., clearly frustrated by the outcome, has only one way to settle the score: getting Davis back in the ring.
Well, obviously, the part with the grease in the eye, that took on a life of its own. You know what I'm saying? That was a headline in the fight. One is, what did you think when he said that initially, just like the grease in the eye? But two is like, when you was in the fight, was there any point that you saw that? Like, did you see like him kind of messing with his eye, or did you have any indication that that was something that was bothering him?
No, see, and that's the thing. If you look at the whole fight, he was never bothering his eyes before
you jabbed him.
Before I jabbed him.
While Davis remains quiet on the details, Roach Jr. has been vocal about his desire for revenge. Frustrated by how the first fight played out, he recently took to social media to push for the rematch, even going as far as betting $250K on the outcome, with Davis reportedly aiming to settle the score by August. The anticipation is at an all-time high. The only question now is, will the champion go ahead and rewrite his wrong, or would he just put in another display that will make the boxing world believe he's truly done? And this is something many are believing already, after one of the more controversial boxing matches in recent memory took place between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach Jr. on March 1st. The entire boxing community was clamoring to see these two face off again, so that the first fight's majority draw decision could be put in the rear